Beloved one, have you ever paused to wonder what truly happens to your soul when you sleep? Each night, as your body surrenders to rest and the senses withdraw from the world, where does your deeper consciousness go? Does it vanish into darkness, or does it soar unseen, touching realms beyond the physical? The ancient yogis of India discovered a profound secret, one that has been whispered through generations of seekers, preserved in the high Himalayas and in the hearts of awakened masters. It is the secret of meditating while sleeping. Yes, dear one, it is possible not only to remain aware during the waking hours but to carry that awareness into the silent chambers of sleep, transforming your nights into a sanctuary of divine communion. For most, sleep is an unconscious escape, a daily oblivion where precious hours slip away unnoticed. But to the yogi, sleep is an opportunity, a doorway to the subtle worlds where the soul may rise beyond the limits of the flesh, merging with the infinite. In this sacred practice, the final thoughts you carry before sleep become the guiding thread that leads your spirit through the dream world and into deeper states of peace. Imagine, beloved, awakening not with heaviness, but with a heart so light and joyful, as though touched by unseen hands in the night. Today, I will reveal to you this ancient method, simple, accessible to all, yet holding within it the power to purify the subconscious mind, dissolve restless habits, and draw your soul closer to God. Stay with me, and together we shall unlock this forgotten art, so your nights, like your days, may become filled with light, peace, and divine presence. Beloved one, before we can truly understand how to meditate while sleeping, it is essential to grasp the deeper nature of sleep itself. What is sleep, if not the quiet withdrawal of the senses from this bustling, ever-changing world? The eyes close, the ears no longer listen to the clamor of life, the breath slows, and the body drifts into stillness. But while the body rests and the conscious mind recedes, the soul, your true, eternal self, remains awake, untouched by slumber. This, dear child, is a truth known to the ancient sages and realized by the great ones who walked this earth before us. The ordinary person believes that sleep is merely a time of unconscious rest, but the yogi perceives it differently. The masters teach that sleep is a sacred passageway through which the soul can rise beyond physical limitations and experience subtler realms of existence. In these astral worlds, you meet the impressions you've gathered throughout the day, and if you are spiritually prepared, you may even glimpse higher dimensions of light, wisdom, and divine companionship. The problem, however, is that most people enter sleep in a state of restlessness, carrying with them anxieties, fears, and scattered thoughts. These restless vibrations accompany them into the dream world, binding the soul to lower planes of subconscious impressions. But if one can learn to approach sleep consciously, as a spiritual practice, then even in the hours of bodily rest, one can rise in awareness. The wise ones say, the soul never sleeps. It is ever conscious, ever watching, silently witnessing the play of life, the dance of dreams, and the stillness of deep sleep. Our task is to train the mind to follow the soul's example, to remain inwardly awake, even while the body rests. Beloved seeker, you may ask, why should I bother to meditate while sleeping? Is it not enough to meditate during the day and leave the night for rest? But I tell you, 1/3 of your entire life is spent in sleep. Imagine how much of this precious incarnation quietly slips away, unused, if you allow yourself to fall into unconscious slumber each night. The ancient yogis understood the supreme value of every moment, whether in wakefulness or in sleep, for each instant offers an opportunity to draw nearer to the divine. The hours of sleep, when the senses are withdrawn and worldly duties forgotten, can become a sacred interval for the soul to commune with higher realms. In those subtle astral regions, the restless burdens of the world cannot follow you. If you carry awareness into those states, your soul may rise beyond the play of fleeting dreams and bask in the light of higher consciousness. There, you may meet departed saints, hear the soundless voice of the Spirit, or glimpse the shimmering radiance of your own higher self. Even if you do not yet consciously travel these realms, by meditating before sleep and carrying a thread of divine remembrance into the night, you purify your subconscious mind. The negative impressions of the day are washed away, and old karmic seeds are gently dissolved. In time, this practice will reshape your mental and emotional patterns, making you calmer, wiser, and more inwardly free. Moreover, my child, by learning to meditate while sleeping, you prepare yourself for the final sleep, what the world calls death. If you can remain inwardly awake in sleep, you will learn to remain conscious as the soul leaves the body, passing joyfully into the infinite light when your earthly journey ends. Beloved one, just as a temple must be cleansed before sacred rituals, so too must the mind and body be prepared before entering the chamber of sleep. The quality of your sleep and the experiences of your soul in the subtle worlds are deeply influenced by the state of your mind in those final moments before rest. Most people, lost in the world's distractions, carry the day's restlessness into the night. This unrest follows them into their dreams, disturbing the inner peace the soul naturally seeks. But you, dear seeker, can choose a different way, the way of the yogi. Before you lie down, take a few moments to still yourself. Sit quietly on your bed, spine straight and relaxed, the eyes gently closed, and the gaze uplifted to the point between the eyebrows, the seat of spiritual perception. In this simple posture, begin to slow the breath, letting it become long, gentle, and calm. With each exhalation, release the worries, tensions, and desires of the day as though offering them into an invisible fire of peace. I have often told my disciples, never go to sleep carrying mental agitation. Cleanse the mind with prayer. Offer gratitude for all that the day has brought, whether joy or trial, for everything serves your awakening. Mentally chant a sacred word, Aum, Amen, or any divine name you hold dear, and visualize a sphere of radiant light at the spiritual eye. See your thoughts dissolving into this light, your soul merging into its glow. By entering sleep with such awareness, you prepare the pathway for your soul to ascend freely through the night, unhindered by the restless impressions of the world, and to rest in the peace of spirit. Now, beloved one, having stilled the body and quieted the mind, you are ready for the sacred practice, the ancient technique known only to the wise, passed from master to disciple in hushed tones beneath starlit skies and temple walls. This simple yet powerful method allows the soul to remain awake, even as the body surrenders to sleep. It is not a fantasy, but a proven path trodden by yogis for countless centuries. As you lie down to sleep, keep your awareness gently centered at the spiritual eye, that luminous point between the eyebrows, the gateway to higher consciousness. Relax the body, but keep your inner gaze steady, as though looking out upon an endless starry sky within. Then, begin to mentally chant Aum, the sacred cosmic vibration, or silently repeat the holy name of God most dear to your heart. Let this chant be not mechanical, but filled with tender devotion, as though calling out to your divine beloved across the vast silence. Now comes the secret, as your body begins to drift toward sleep, keep this inner chant alive. Let it become the last conscious thought as the world of waking fades. The ancient sages knew that whatever thought occupies the mind at the moment of sleep continues to vibrate in the subconscious throughout the night. This is the golden thread that links your outer awareness to the vast inner world. If you do this with sincerity, my child, you will find that the chant gently weaves itself into your dreams, and even in deep sleep, a part of you remains awake, traveling through astral realms, bathing in divine peace. In time, this practice will lift you beyond ordinary sleep into states of superconscious bliss. Beloved one, you may wonder, how shall I know if my efforts to meditate while sleeping are bearing fruit? Will there be signs, or must I walk this path in darkness? Be assured, dear soul, the divine never leaves a sincere heart unrewarded. Even subtle signs will reveal themselves as gentle affirmations that you are awakening inwardly, and your nights are no longer lost in unconscious slumber. One of the first signs is a new quality to your rest. You will find yourself awakening in the morning with a lightness in your heart, a feeling as though you had been touched by unseen hands in the night. The heaviness and mental clutter with which most people greet the dawn will no longer cling to you. Instead, you will feel calm, inwardly refreshed, and spiritually uplifted, as though some secret blessing has been poured into your soul while the body slept. Another sign is the spontaneous continuation of your inner chant or divine thought upon waking. You may discover that even before your eyes open, the sacred name you repeated before sleep is still softly echoing within you, like a tender whisper in your heart. This means that the thread of awareness was not broken during the night. At times, you may recall dreams of radiant beings, visions of light, or hear celestial sounds, subtle but unmistakable signs that your soul is touching higher realms. Or perhaps, without knowing why, you will sense a quiet joy and detachment from worldly concerns. Do not grow anxious seeking these signs, dear one. Even if they seem absent, know that the very act of carrying divine remembrance into sleep purifies your subconscious and deepens your spiritual awakening, whether seen or unseen. Trust the process. Beloved child of light, let us now speak of the loftiest heights a seeker may attain in this sacred practice, the divine state known as samadhi, the superconscious ecstasy wherein the soul merges with the infinite. Though it may seem far away to the beginner, know that the doorway to samadhi stands open for every sincere heart. Even in the seeming simplicity of sleep, the ancient masters found a secret passage to this blessed union. In the deepest stages of this practice, when your awareness remains inwardly steady as the body enters sleep, you may find that your breath grows so calm it seems to pause of its own accord. In those sacred moments, a profound stillness descends. Your mind withdraws from dreams, your thoughts dissolve like mist before the rising sun, and only a vast, radiant peace remains. It is here, in that breathless silence, that the soul begins to taste its eternal nature. Some of the greatest yogis, through disciplined practice and grace, have entered samadhi while their physical bodies slept. Though outwardly appearing in slumber, their spirits soared through boundless regions of light, communing with the infinite, their consciousness unbroken. Such souls wake not merely rested, but spiritually reborn, their hearts overflowing with bliss, their eyes reflecting a light not of this world. You too, beloved one, are capable of touching these realms. Know that it is not complex techniques alone, but the depth of your love for the divine that opens these doors. If your heart yearns for God with pure longing, even the silent hours of sleep will become a pilgrimage to the eternal. With patient devotion and sacred practice, you shall awaken, not just from sleep, but from the long slumber of forgetfulness into the boundless joy of spirit. And so, beloved one, as we draw this sacred conversation to a close, remember, the ancient path of awakening is not confined to the hours of meditation alone, nor limited by the waking state. Even in the quiet darkness of sleep, your soul can ascend, your heart can commune with the divine, and your inner awareness can grow ever brighter. Sleep need not be a doorway to unconsciousness, it can become a temple where your spirit bathes in peace, free from the restless demands of the world. Do not be discouraged if these experiences do not unfold all at once. Like a tender seed placed in fertile soil, with care, patience, and devotion, it will surely blossom. Each night that you enter sleep with sacred remembrance, each time you carry the holy name or the silent chant of Aum into the dream world, you are weaving a golden thread between your soul and the infinite. In time, you will awaken each morning filled with lightness, joy, and an unshakable sense of divine companionship. If this teaching has stirred something in your heart, dear seeker, I invite you to walk this path with me. There are many more such ancient secrets to be shared, treasures of wisdom preserved through the ages, waiting to uplift your soul. Subscribe to this channel so you may receive these sacred lessons, and let us grow together in light. I also warmly invite you to share your thoughts, your experiences, or any questions you carry in the comments below. In this sacred exchange, we uplift one another. May your nights become sanctuaries of divine remembrance, and your days, radiant with unceasing joy. Aum. Peace. Amen.